out here practicing our bushcraft skills, one of the things that brings it all together is the survival tree. So that puts in priorities all the different stuff you need to survive. It consists of shelter, water, food, and heat.
As food is one of the crucial parts of the survival tree, we're here today to show you how you can find edibles on our woodland walk.
So when we're out collecting wild edibles, such as this lovely dandelion, we have to remember, why do we need to collect these foods? That's to provide energy for our bodies. So that tends to come in a couple different forms, but the most common is protein and carbohydrates. Proteins tend to come from the animals you catch, such as rabbits or squirrels or whatever you get, and carbohydrates tend to come from like your more plant-based materials. So carbohydrates can also be divided into two different forms, simple and complex. Simple carbohydrates tend to be your sugars, and complex tend to be more like your slow-burning carbohydrates such as potatoes and starch. This dandelion is going to make a great addition to the salad.
One thing found common in the UK woodland is this, the stinging nettle. Now you might not associate stinging nettle with food because of the bad reputation that these plants have. However, it is a great source of vitamins and one fantastic addition to a woodland salad. You can also use it to make soup or tea, but in today's case, what I'm going to do is simply just pick it, make sure I fold down all the needles that could possibly sting me, just like so, scrunch it up into a ball, create a little tasty woodland snack. I'm going to get some more of these and add it to our salad.
I've found goose grass, which is also known as sticky weed. These leaves can be eaten raw, but they can also be boiled up for 10 to 15 minutes into another leafy green you can eat, which is high in vitamin C. The seeds can also be grounded down to make a coffee substitute.
So this beautiful tree right here is a hawthorn tree. This has got tons of uses. You can take the young fresh leaves and put them in salads and stuff like that. And also in the autumn time the berries come out and they're a fantastic preservative.
And this is our Norwegian spruce tree. It's got a couple of really good uses, including smaller sticks for the likes of kindling, and these bright green shoots that you can see. These are great for a good woodland tea, a spruce tea, which we're going to make a little bit later on. And one of the ways you can ID a spruce tree is it looks very similar to a pine tree, except it's got these single needles instead of double.
Here I found Jack by the hedge, also known as garlic mustard, and you can identify it by the small white flowers and the toothed leaves. It's really good for uses in sauces and in salads.
As you can see, in a relatively short amount of time, we managed to collect tons of food. It being spring, there's tons of plentiful young abundance plants. What we've got here is our Jack by the hedge, or garlic mustard. We've got some hawthorn with the flowers on, some lime leaves, some beech leaves, and even some young spruce heads for some tea. It was relatively easy to collect this much stuff this fast, so remember, wild foraging is an extremely important part of bushcraft.
As much fun as wild foraging can be, do be careful because there are plants out there that look like other plants. So make sure you double check your work, not only in just a small book like this one, Food for Free, but double check with someone else who knows. And if you're ever unsure, just don't eat it.
Thank you for joining us this week on our brief introduction into foraging in a British woodland.
And remember, if you are unsure, don't eat it. But in the meantime, stay home, stay wild, and we'll see you next time.